Hello, everybody. It is such a beautiful day today. I mean, not the weather or nothing, but just the simple fact that I'm Otis,
I'm Jerry.
and this is two guys catching up on football. So it's always a beautiful day when we have an opportunity to do that. When I have an opportunity to do that
Yeah,
with my good buddy, who I a
we're a
lot of
day
times
late,
don't
but
agree with, but you know.
oh no, we don't always agree at all.
Yeah, so we've got well, I have grievances to air today. So I get to talk about those grievances but I think Jerry has good news.
I guess I don't mind it, and you'll be happy.
Oh, okay. Well, go
Yeah.
ahead. Give us your good news.
Oh, well, the good news, I didn't text you because I was saving it for today. But my favorite team, the Cleveland Browns, have announced that their starting quarterback for the next rest of the season. What is that? 4 games, I think.
4 games, yeah.
Shadur Sanders, who looked good in the first half yesterday. I didn't watch. I was just looking at stats, the box score. Second half, turned back into a rookie. Hey, you got to do that. It's a learning curve. So,
But he finished strong because they were
yeah.
down two
And they
scores.
had a chance there at the end. That's not even Stefanski's fault. Judkins pulled a bonehead move, knucklehead move. He's supposed to hand the ball off. He didn't.
See,
So
I'm going to disagree with that because to me that just showed how much Stefanski did not want Shador to succeed.
uh,
Shador should have been on the field if they ran that same play with Shador on the field. He probably
yeah,
would have handed it off, and it probably would have worked.
you
Um, uh,
probably good point. I'll go with that. You do make me think that's 2 weeks in a row. I think last week they did the went forward on fourth down with the trick play with the tight end Fannin, who was also a rookie. He fumbled. Guy, you might want to not. Yeah, live and learn. Apparently, Stefanski didn't. Stefanski loves to be the smartest guy in the stadium, and it
he
usually
does.
backfires.
He
It usually
does.
backfires on him. So, look, just run it up the middle. You know. So,
Yeah, I, I'm 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 surprised that he did name Shador as the starter for the rest of the year. However, that was kind of a no-brainer. I mean, I
yeah,
don't
no,
know.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't think Dylan Gabriel threw for 300 yards in any of
I
his
think
starts
Sanders
this
has
year.
already proven that there's no question he's above Gabriel on the depth chart.
Yeah, and
Uh, uh,
Shador threw for more touchdowns in one game than
yeah.
Gabriel did in 4 games. So,
I did see the other meltdown in Cleveland was people were freaking out that Deshaun Watson is back next year. Somehow they apparently didn't realize it's on his contract. He's got a year left.
yeah,
They can cut him. I think cut him and you eat about 130 million, or you keep him and still eat about 80 million. You
yeah,
keep him and eat the 80 million and keep him as second string or third string. It's an easy
yeah.
decision
You
to
keep
make.
him, and then if you have to use him, because
Yeah,
the way
but people
things
were
are
having a
going,
meltdown about that. I didn't
yeah,
understand
the
it at
way
all.
things are going, quarterbacks are falling left and right. I mean, the Colts right now, um,
Oh man,
with Daniel Jones going down,
yeah,
and Riley Leonard, he's the rookie from Notre Dame. He um, had a bruised knee, so they're not sure he's going to be able to go in the next game. And
call in Flacco maybe.
so then the other quarterback is on the practice squad, and I don't even know his name.
Anthony
Um,
Richardson, he's out, isn't he?
no, Richardson is out. He's still on
Yeah.
IR. So
No,
he's
you make me no joke. They did it. He stopped there last year, I think. Call Joe Flacco. You may as well.
they might have to. I mean,
Yeah. Right.
they,
I
They
do feel I can't remember what year it was. You might have a better memory. The Colts this year remind me of the year, and I'm thinking it was around maybe 2010 or so. The Raiders were doing great. I think it was Derek Carr's rookie year. They weren't they like 12-2 or something.
right.
He broke same thing. I think broke his leg. They were done. They were finished.
Yeah, they were done after he went down, and
And I
so
think the
yeah.
Colts are the same. It's sad. If I feel sorry for Colts fans. You're done. You're
I feel
finished.
sorry for Daniel Jones because really, I guess no one other maybe the team knew, but no one knew he had a fractured fibula,
Tib-
and he
tibia.
tried to play on it, which was why he was throwing such outrageously bad passes because
It's I
he
can't.
couldn't plant.
It,
So
that, it's playing with a fractured tibia in the NFL to me almost sounds like punishment,
yeah,
like cruel and unusual punishment. Oh, seriously, what are they? They must be pumping him with who knows what in that leg. He can't probably feel anything in that leg.
he probably can't feel anything in his body, period. Much or the
Yeah, right. But
football
yeah,
or nothing
I
else.
don't
Yeah,
know the legality on, what do you call that? Novocaine and all that stuff. Uh, uh,
and plus they have to if there's any injury whatsoever, they do have to list it on the injury report. Now, since it was never brought up, did they list it on the injury report, or
I think
will
they
there?
did because I thought I remember seeing something a few weeks ago that said he is playing. The
Yeah.
report was he's playing with a fractured tibia, which just blows
Oh,
my mind.
okay. Maybe.
But to that point though too, what didn't Warner play with a broken foot or something? I thought Fred
I
Warner
don't
did last.
know. When Steve McNair was still alive, and I think he was playing with the Baltimore Ravens then. Every week for 6 weeks or 7 weeks, he didn't practice. He was on the injury report, and then he went out and played on Sunday, and he played well. I think that was for like 5 or 6 weeks, and it was like, how do you play when you don't practice? Because I
Well,
thought
for
there
him,
was a
I see. Yeah, I still remember you're reminding me. He's in the Hall of Fame now. I think the Browns lineman Joe Thomas, Hall of Fame. I think it was a tackle.
right.
When he retired, I heard him on a podcast, and he talked about his average week, which was he didn't go to practice. He had a hard time getting out of bed
Yeah.
and moving around because he was so banged up. And basically, he said they would pump him full of stuff, legal. On game day, he'd go play the game, and then he'd go back on Monday, back home, and he'd rest up again, and
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
move. So
Yeah.
it's crazy that the
Yeah.
way they sacrifice.
The stuff that they
Yeah.
give these guys is high grade
Yeah.
stuff.
And they're doing it in the long run. They're doing it for our entertainment. It almost is like Gladiator or something like
It
that.
is. It is
Yeah,
because when
right.
these guys now Joe Thomas lost a lot of weight when he retired. He looks like he weighs probably 200, 210 now.
That's incredible.
He's really small,
Yeah.
but he doesn't eat as much as he used to because he those guys put in about 3,000
Oh
calories
yeah,
a day, and so he
Otis,
doesn't.
they're on the Andre the Giant diet.
Yeah, yeah,
How many? I had 3 chickens. I didn't have 3 drumsticks. I ate
right. I
three
had
full chickens. Yeah.
three full chickens, about a bowl of a ton of mashed potatoes,
Yeah, that's the Andre the Giant.
every carbohydrate you can think of that will keep your weight up. I remember, and we're kind of getting a little off topic here, but that's okay. I remember years ago, I met a linebacker for the Raiders who played in, I want to say it was the 1980 Super Bowl against the Eagles.
Hmm.
The guy and I were the same height, and he only outweighed me by 10 pounds. And I told him, I said, wow, I really honestly thought you would be bigger. He said, yeah, once I stopped playing, I don't eat as much. I don't go to the gym nearly as much. I still
Yeah.
go, but I don't go nearly as much. So I don't have to keep the weight on because he was like about 250.
Wow.
He was about like 250 when he was playing. He was about 175 when I met him. It's like, man, really,
Yeah.
you were a linebacker in the NFL, really?
Yeah.
So, so yeah, once they don't have to keep the weight on and stuff, they lose it. And Joe
Hell yeah.
Thomas is in pretty good shape, so
Yeah.
whatever they did to him didn't mess him up long term.
Yeah.
So
True.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now we can go on with my grievance.
Okay.
My grievance is with the college football playoffs. That's my grievance. I I
Well,
really
surprise,
didn't.
surprise.
Yeah, I really didn't mind 11 out of the 12 teams being in there. Now, I didn't really mind it. Alabama has no business being there.
Well,
They don't. But
yeah, yeah, but we said that probably back literally in September
yeah,
that they're
but
gonna get in. It doesn't matter if they went 2-10. They're
yeah,
gonna find a way to get them in there.
they're gonna find because they're gonna say, well, they played the toughest schedule in the nation.
Yeah.
They got beat by two really bad teams,
Uh,
and but they wanna say, yeah, but they beat Georgia and Georgia. So what? That was one game out of 12 that they actually
right.
played well in. And so, but what they did, and remember, I said this, I said that the committee gave themselves an out, that they didn't have to be in a conference final, they didn't have to be in a conference championship, they didn't have to win the conference in order to be put in there because the committee can use the eye test. Then why play the regular season? Why play it at all? If all the committee has to do is say, you know what, they look to me like they're better than these other teams.
Yeah, that's not yeah.
But they gave themselves an out when they put Alabama number 9 in the next to last playoff rankings. When they put them in number 9 before they got to the
Oh, we
conference
know they're yeah.
championship. So then that gave them an out. They didn't drop them, even though they lost by 21 points, even though Notre Dame and Miami had the two longest winning streaks. Also, Virginia kind of messed things up too. If Virginia wins, um,
Yeah, I was
Alabama,
gonna say right. Duke winning messed it up too. Yeah,
Duke
right. Yeah,
winning messed it up because they were not going to let Duke go in at 7 and
no.
5, and so which that was okay. But really, Notre Dame is being viewed as being childish because they're not going to play in the bowl game.
Yeah.
But they're not crying any harder than any SEC team
Exactly.
cries when they're left out. And there's
Yeah.
oh, we got the best conference and we play
Yeah.
the most difficult
And
schedule and anybody in the SEC can beat anybody else. No, they can't.
w-
No, they
w-
cannot.
with
And it usually
apologies
doesn't.
to our my coworker, your former coworker Luke, who is a Georgia Bulldog alum, I hope the SEC just gets slaughtered. Yeah, because it's wrong. I think it's just wrong
Right.
what they're doing. Yeah.
Well, now last year, the four teams that got the bye, and I think Georgia was one of them. I think maybe they weren't. No, Georgia was not one of them. The four teams that got the bye last year, and had the bye into the quarterfinal round, they all lost. Every last one of them lost last year. So them getting the bye didn't help. So okay, now I gotta look to see who it was. Um, let's see, 2024 CFP playoff bracket. Here we go. Let's see if I can see who it was. Um, okay, so who was it? Okay, Ohio State. Wait a minute. This isn't showing me what I want. Okay, there's the championship. Okay, there. Where's the first round? First round. There we go. Okay, so Arizona State got a bye,
Oh yeah.
and they lost to Texas. Oregon got a bye, and they lost to Ohio State. Boise State got a bye. Oh no, Georgia did get a bye last year. Boise State got a bye, and they lost to Penn State. And Georgia got a bye, and they lost to Notre Dame. So yeah. So it didn't help them to get the bye, and so there was SEC right there. It is Oregon. Oregon is Big Ten,
Yeah.
and Arizona State I think was Big 12. I think that's who it was.
That was all. What's his name? Cam Scattaboo or Scatabo.
Yes, Scatterboo was
He
Oregon
carried
State.
them there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Literally.
so it did. I hope that this year happens the same way that they lose. It would be.
I do. I just was thinking if I'm not a betting person, but if I had to put money down and pick a winner for the whole thing, I think I'd probably take Ohio State. They'll be angry next time. They'll be more fired up.
Yeah.
Indiana will be more let down because they already had their big win. I would think Ohio State wins it.
I don't know. Indiana is physical as all get out, and
Well, I would love.
you don't lose
I would
that.
love to see Indiana win the whole thing. That would be incredible.
I would not be surprised. The team that throws a monkey wrench in the whole thing is Texas Tech, because Texas Tech has a top three offense and defense, and nobody else in the playoffs has that.
Now does
Oh no, I
Alabama
take that back. Indiana does. Indiana has a top three
Okay.
offense and defense.
I did see what do I want to call it? Like a mock preview of what's going to happen, and it had
Right.
Bama losing to Texas A&M. I think it was Texas A&M or Texas Tech. Texas Tech, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
so
had Bama getting knocked out. So
Alabama is playing Oklahoma in the first round, and
Yeah, that's probably a win.
They played a couple of weeks ago, and Oklahoma just punished them. I mean,
okay. Then hopefully that
yeah,
happens again.
yeah, and it will happen again. Alabama has no right being in there. They just barely got by Auburn in the Iron Bowl. I mean, just barely.
Yeah.
And Georgia just laid the smack
See,
down
that's
on
true.
them.
They
So,
laid them out. Yeah.
they're going to see Alabama really shouldn't be there. I'm surprised that the committee allowed Ole Miss in, considering that they lost.
They're not going to have their coach.
Yeah, yeah, and so Nick Saban is such a hypocrite. So
Of course. Yeah.
he gets on game day and says that Ole Miss should allow Lane Kiffin to work both jobs. Well, when he had Lane Kiffin as his offensive coordinator, and Kiffin had taken I think it was Florida International or Florida Atlantic job, he fired him a week before the championship game because he didn't want him.
No.
He didn't want him working both jobs. So
Yeah, no.
he is such a hypocrite.
He's just playing to the audience kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. So he fired him. So no, I think Ole Miss did the right thing. I would not be surprised if Tulane beat them. Tulane is pretty good, even though they're in a smaller conference. They're pretty good. That first round, I think Miami, Texas A&M. That's who I think will be the best game in that weekend. That's pretty good.
Uh,
And I
I'd
think,
probably go check A&M on that one. Yeah,
uh,
I'd probably take A&M there. Yeah.
they probably will win, but I think it's gonna be good. And Miami has Carson Beck, who I think has a national championship. So
Yeah, he does.
yeah, so I think it'll be pretty good. Um, and I'm predicting that they will go to 16 teams next year.
I think so. And even if you do that, you'll still have somebody that will be on the outside.
Well, to
That,
be honest, the 17th best team in the country cannot win the
oh,
national
that's true. You're not going
championship.
to win a title. Yeah. So,
Any
but
more so in basketball, that 64th best team, they are not. They can't win 6 games in a row to win a championship.
yeah, no.
These
That's
guys will.
actually that's a great. I don't know the answer to that. I'm thinking more with basketball is what's the highest. Well, would it be actually the lowest seed to win a national title? I don't know. Villanova? Is it
I
Villanova?
don't
Maybe.
know. I think. Now I gotta
Yeah.
look for it. I
Yeah,
think
let
it
me-
was. I think it was Villanova when they beat Georgetown.
It could be North Carolina State during the Valvano thing too.
It could be.
That's a guess. Uh, would that be the highest seed or the low? Yeah,
I think
lowest.
it's the. I think it's the lowest seed.
Yeah, lowest
The
seed.
highest seed is
Yeah.
the
Okay, so
one seed.
we guessed. We both guessed right. It's Villanova,
Uh huh.
number 8. That's as low as it went.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Now,
to your point, if you are
yeah,
even in the 64 team brackets in
yeah,
hoops, and you're up above basically 10, you
yeah.
don't have a prayer. It ain't
No,
happening.
no.
Yeah.
You might win a game or two,
Yeah.
but that's as far as it goes. And,
I
and
mean, at some point, somebody will probably, a 9 or 10 will probably win. I wouldn't doubt that. But a 20, the odds, no way. Yeah.
and I think it has to do with the NIL. Talent is
Yeah.
getting spread around more and more,
Yeah.
and so
Well, that's good. That's what we want as
right,
fans, I think.
right, yeah. I'd like to
I
see.
don't want to see every year Alabama, Georgia. Again, no offense to Luke, but
Right,
that's
no,
what. You know, it's kind of sad. It reminds me a little. I mean, the NFL before the salary cap, it was getting to a point every year. It was either the Cowboys or the Niners,
right,
and
right.
Dion was working both sides.
Yes, he was.
Same with Ken Norton and all those guys,
Yeah,
right?
he
They
didn't.
all were making money on both sides of that
Oh
deal.
yeah,
So
yeah. He didn't care who paid him, and
and
as long
getting
as
rings. Yeah.
yeah, he's getting rings and stuff. So yeah, yeah. Because there was one year. Well, it was the year right before the salary cap, when Eddie DeBartolo was still owner. Some reporter came to him and after the Niners had won that year and said, "So who is the best second or who's the second best team in the NFL?" He said, "Our second team." And so it's like,
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the Dodgers with
right, our
baseball.
second team is better than
Yeah,
anybody else in the
yeah. The
NFL. So
Dodgers have starting pitching in the bullpen.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's crazy.
and more than likely, Dodgers are going to go out and get better starters
Yeah, of
eventually.
course, yeah.
So yeah, so but anyway, um, what? Oh, sorry. But anywho, so I'm gonna cue up our traveling music, buddy. You got work that you got to get done.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, sorry about that.
Oh
I
no,
have
it's fine. It's a mental break
yeah, yeah.
instead of going
So
back to that. Yeah.
I got I got rehearsal for a Christmas show that I'm singing at this weekend, so
Oh,
I'll
nice.
go do that. Um, but to all three of the people that watch us
Yeah.
religiously, we just want to say thank you. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
That is great that we do it. We hope you enjoy it, but I think
Yeah.
you do because you watch us all the time.
I
So
do think I think Michael should be happy. His Lions are in a little better position now. So
yeah, are they? They're in a wild.
8-5. I
No,
think they are
no, they're
the
they're one spot out of the wild card, or
yeah.
are
They're
they?
next in line. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I got it right here. I got it right here. Standings. Let's see. The Lions are okay. The Lions are 8-5. So I think they're one spot out of the wild card. Let's see. Eagles are in because they're leading the East.
Who's tonight? Eagles and
Eagles and Chargers. The Eagles are in because they're leading the East. The Packers and Bears. I think the Bears are in the seventh spot. They lost and
yeah,
went
that's
from
true.
the
They went from
conference
number one.
first place all the way down to seventh. So yeah,
I would.
so the
The
Lions are in the eighth spot
the
because they're
Lions are a
behind.
better team than the Bears. I would say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, because you got the Rams, Seahawks, and Niners with better records than those
The
are.
Lions' biggest stumbling block is that their coach likes to gamble too much. So
And
I know.
he had gotten over that, but now he's back on it again. Yeah, that's the biggest barrier they got. So, all right, buddy. Well, thank you so much for being
Yeah.
here. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
I'm
everybody.
Otis,
And I'm Jerry.
and this is two guys catching up on football and a little traveling music, please.
Yeah. Well,
All right. Thank you for another week. This is Otis.
I'm Jerry.
And we are two guys catching up on football. Ciao,
Yeah.
Bella.
Peace.